Hello everyone, I'm your host, your SCP host, Skills to Play. On today's video, it's not a build, but I'm going to be going over all the attachments for every gun in the beta. So, let's get into it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So, I'm just going to go one gun at a time. So, first up, we have the COM-15. Yeah, so these are the, let me get a completely stock attachment, or stock gun, and these are the default stats for the COM-15. It's pretty good, but yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the attachments. So there's only 3 options for the COM-15. We have the magazine, the underbarrel, and the barrel. So let's go over the magazine first. So you have 2 options. A 12-round FMJ magazine and a 17-round extended FMJ magazine. Now what this does is we want to change the visual of the gun, as you can see, but it also makes the equip speed a little slower. So if I do this and then see, it's a little slower and then it's slightly faster. So, and then it just gives you some more magazine capacity. So you probably want to run this. I mean, it's such a small difference that it won't really matter. But, yep, and then next one, we have the Underbarrels, so we have nothing. So, and then you have a flashlight. So, this also decreases the equip speed by another 5%. So, you have a total of 15% if you're running the extended mag and this. But it can be useful if, like, 173 is there and, you know, PC blacks out and whatnot. But, you don't have to have it. And then lastly, we have the barrels. So we have the standard barrel and the suppressor, which adds a 25% negative equip speed, which means you are running a total of 40%, if my calculations are correct. And they should be, because I am just so good at the game. Yeah, but it gives you a bit more accuracy with your bullets, and it also decreases the amount, or the gunshot loudness. So it's quieter. So yeah, that's the COM-15, and let's go ahead and move on to the next gun. Next gun is the COM-18, or formerly known as the USP. It is slightly better in some ways than the COM-15, but yeah, it's still 3 options. So let's go over. There's no extended mag here, but there's some other things. So let's go over the sights first. You only have 2 options: iron sights and dot sight. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't use the dot sight. Like, come on. I mean, you can use iron sights, but you know, I mean, this, yeah. So that's the sights. It gives you a little bit more zoom, and then also puts down your equip speed by negative 5%. So we have the underbarrel options. We have no barrel, we have a laser sight, and we have the flashlight. Now the laser sight is gives you a lot of hip firing accuracy, 233% increase, and the equip speed is only negative 10%. Okay, maybe the laser sight is actually pretty good. And then you have the flashlight, which is the same as the COM-15. And then you have the barrel options. So you have no barrel, or the standard barrel, the suppressor, which is like exactly the same as the COM-15, except without the increase in accuracy of the gunshots. And then you have the extended barrel, which gives you quite a bit. So you have more penetration, more damage, but at the cost of lower or slower aiming speed and slower equip speed. And yeah, that's the COM-15. Not anything crazy there. But, yeah, let's move on to the next gun. Next gun up is the FSP-9. So, yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at that. So, these are the default attachments. Yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options. So I'll start from the back to front. First up, we have the stock. So you can have a retracted stock, which gives you a little bit more mobility at the cost of, you know, recoil, I'm pretty sure. But you can also have a extended stock, which gives you a lot more aiming accuracy. and also less recoil when aiming, but it gives you a little bit more equip time. It takes a little longer to pull out, but you probably want to run that. You don't have to, but you can if you want. And we have these sights. So we have iron sights, a dot sight, and holographic sight. All of these do not give you any negative downsides. It's just your preference. You can have a dot sight like this, or the holographic sight like this. Next up, we have the side rail attachments. You have nothing. You have an ammo counter, which gives you a little, it takes a little longer to pull out. You have this. You have a laser sight, which gives you a lot more hip firing accuracy, but it gives you a little bit more grip speed time. And a flashlight, which, as the same for all their guns, it does the exact same thing. Flashlight. So yeah. Moving on, we have the Underbarrel. So we have the default option for your Underbarrel, and you have a foregrip, which really just extends it out. So that's what it looks like. Yeah. It gives you a little less recoil, but it adds to the equip time. So it's alright. I like to use it. And I already covered these. So, and then we have the barrel. So we have the no barrel, or the default flash hider, which gives you no illuminates muzzle flash, and there's no downsides or upsides to it. You can easily shoot in the darkness. And then you have the suppressor, which adds a little more to the equip time, but it makes your gun quieter. So yeah, that's the FSP7. Moving on, we have the crossfec. So yeah, it's a good gun. Good gun. It has quite a few options. So let's go ahead and go through it. Custom, clear attachments. So we have, I'm just gonna go what I do. Back to front, we have the stock. So you have the extended stock. So you have a little bit more control over the gun when aiming down the sights, but it takes longer to equip. And then you have the retracted stock, so you have a lot more recoil when aiming. It's a little, it's a lot more. And then your aiming accuracy is reduced, but it's a full second off the equip time, so it's a lot faster. So now you have these sights. So you have iron sights, which look like this. You have the holographic sight, which looks like this. And you have the dot sight, and then you have the night vision scope, which lets you see in the darkness, but your aiming speed is reduced and your quick time is longer. So yeah. Next you have the underbarrel options. You have no underbarrel, foregrip, which gives you more control over the gun, so less recoil, but it increases your aiming speed and equip speed. You have laser sight, which does what every other laser sight does. Gives you more hipfire accuracy. And you have flashlight, which is literally every other flashlight. And last but not least, you have the barrel. So you have the standard barrel, the suppressor, which does what a suppressor does. It makes it silent and adds to the equip time. You have the extended barrel, which adds to the equip time, but it gives you a little more damage, a little more penetration, and a little more bullet accuracy. But it adds some weight to the gun. Then you have the flash hider, which is not the same as the FSP9. It reduces the loudness of the gun, but adds more to the equip time. So yeah. Yeah, so let's go ahead and move on. Now we have the revolver. Let's go ahead and clear the attachments. So we have 4 options. So let's go through them. So we have the stock. So you have a regular pistol grip. And then you have the heavy stock, which increases weight, but gives you a lot more aiming accuracy and a little less recoil when aiming. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But it adds to the equip time. Next you have these sights. So you have iron sights, dot sight, which adds a tiny little bit to the equip speed, but it's pretty insignificant. And then you have the telescopic sight, which lets you zoom in really far, 6 times. So it adds a bit more to the equip time. Next up, you have the cylinder option. So you have a 6-shot cylinder. So, 6. Then you have 4-shot, which gives you some more penetration and bullet accuracy. And then you have an 8-shot cylinder, which, well, the fire rate is reduced quite a bit because you have to pull it. You have to pull the trigger more, so you have to hold it down for longer. But it gives you a bit more ammo. And then you have the barrel options. So you have the standard barrel, the extended barrel, which adds to the equip time, it gives you a lot more accuracy and some more damage. And then the short barrel, which heavily reduces the equip speed, but does a little less damage. It gives you a little less accuracy. So yeah, that's the revolver. Let's go ahead and move on. All right. Next up, we have the E11 Sr. So there's actually a few options with the E11. So let's go quite quickly. So we have the stock. So you have a standard stock, lightweight stock, which gives you more recoil, but the equipped speed and hip firing accuracy is increased. And then you have the recoil reducing stock. So equipped speed is reduced or added on, and then you have less recoil when aiming. Next up, you have the sights. So you have quite a few sight options. So you have the iron sights, holographic sight, adds a bit to the equip time. All these add to the equip time, by the way. Dot sight, which is quite small, You have the night vision scope, which also increases your aiming speed, and then it's slower. And then telescopic sight, which is kind of the same as the revolvers, but it gives you a little more aiming accuracy, but the aiming speed is negative 30%, and the equip speed is slower as well. So, yep, moving on, we have the side rail attachment. So you have none, flashlight, which, you know this by now, and an ammo counter, which decreases the equip speed by a bit. So, yeah. Next up, you have the Underbarrel. So you have none, foregrip, which gives you a little less aiming speed, but a little more reduced recoil, and a laser sight. Now you have the body, I guess. So you have the carbine or carbine receiver, and then the rifle receiver, which gives you more damage, penetration, and bullet accuracy at the cost of a lower fire rate, lower equip speed, and lower hip firing accuracy. Makes the gun quite long though. And then that's a little hard to see, but this is an option. So it's the barrel. So you have no barrel, suppressor. It's a suppressor. Flash hider, barely a difference in equip speed. Muzzle booster gives you more fire rate at the cost of less equip speed, more recoil, and less bullet accuracy. And you have muzzle brake, which reduces recoil a bit, but adds to the gunshot loudness and gives you less equip speed. And that's the E11. Moving on, we have the shotgun, which only has a few options, so let's go over them. You have the sights, which is iron sights and holographic sight, and adds a bit to the equip time, but if you want a sight, there you go. You have the side rail attachments, so you have none, ammo counter, adds to equip speed a bit, laser sight, and then flashlight. All are basically the same as every other gun. And then you have the barrel, so you have a no barrel, a choke, which increases the spread a bit, and then the extended barrel, which decreases the spread. So, and then the extended barrel gives you less pellet spread and more penetration, but higher equip speed. And that's the shotgun. Moving on, we have the AK. Yes, it's very good, comrade. I'm sorry, my Russian accent is not good. Alright, but here we go. So let's go through. So we have the stocks. So you have standard stock, heavy stock, which gives you more recoil, less recoil when aiming and more accuracy. And then, but the hip firing accuracy is lowered a bit. And then no stock, which does not let you aim in at all, but gives you more equip speed and the hip firing accuracy is increased. Next up, you have the sights. So you have iron sights, the holographic sight. Oh yeah, I can't zoom in because I don't have the thing. Holographic sight, telescopic sight. So it gives you more accuracy and yada yada. And then ammo counter sight. Now you have the side rail attachment. So you have a foregrip. Oh wait, never mind. That's just part of the thing. Just looks like a side roll. So you have the foregrip, which gives you less recoil, obviously, laser sight, and then flashlight. Now you have the barrel options. So you have standard barrel, extended barrel, more penetration, accuracy, and damage, but lower equip speed. Suppressor, same as every other gun. Muzzle brake, basically the same as the E11, and then the muzzle booster, which is also basically the same as the E11. And then finally, we have the mag options. So you have 30 AP, 30 JHP, so it's less penetration, but more damage. A 55 AP round, or AP drum, and then a JHP drum, which increases the reload time quite a lot, and gives you a bit more damage though. So yeah, that's the AK. And last but certainly not least is the Logister. There's only a few attachments for the Logister, so let's go over those. So you have the sight. So you have iron sights, dot sight, ammo counter sight, which is slower to aim in, but you know, it shows you your ammo, and then night vision scope, which looks like that. And then you have the underbarrel options. So you have no underbarrel, a foregrip, which helps you control recoil, but it reduces the equip speed and aiming speed, or increases, you know what I mean. Flashlight literally has no downsides on this. And then laser sight, which, you know, same as every other thing. Standard barrel, you have a few options, or the barrel you have a few options. You have the standard barrel, the flash hider, which, you know, same as every other flash hider. The muzzle brake, which reduces recoil but makes the gun a little louder and adds to the equip speed. And then a short barrel, which heavily increases or decreases the equip speed, so it's faster, and then more hip firing accuracy, but a little less damage and a little less penetration. And yeah, those are all the guns in the gun update with all their attachments. Matthew guide is coming soon. The I already covered that. The ultimate guide, or my 2K special, is going to come after I do the Matthew guide. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. You don't have to, but it's free. I stream on Twitch sometimes, so you can catch me there. But with those out of the way, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!